like I mean, you take good principle thinking and you can apply it across the board.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
yeah,
exactly what you were talking about. That
yeah,
it's the thinking framework that
mm,
you implement into training.
yeah,
No,
yeah, for
yeah.
sure. I think that's important. Actually, yeah, because that was so we were talking about it off air as well about you being a guitarist and like playing and actually competing as a guitarist as well and teaching other people class. So it's classical guitar is what you love
Yeah,
teaching.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's like obviously you got yourself up to a standard, pretty high standard with that, and so a thing that I'm very curious about is making it people aware about how they can take expertise in one field and actually apply the principles of what they got good at there and take it into a new endeavor. Because I think it's actually more common than not for people to not be just to not realize that the principles that got them good at one thing is actually going to get them good at another thing. It's like we deal with clients who are extremely successful in, say, a particular realm. It could be finance, but especially us being people who've dealt with clients who come from the city, there's a particular type of person there as well. And like you said, like top alpha type people, and so they're excellent at that. But then obviously they need a lot of help when it comes to health and fitness and wellness and stuff. And there's a knowledge gap, but then there's also I find there's also a barrier to actually applying the principles of what got them good there and taking it into health and fitness. And I think that happens a lot. And I was wondering if you had any kind of like tangible experience with that, where you were like, okay, whatever got me good at classical guitar, I can use that and apply that to getting good at health and fitness. Is like, were there any things that you um, went through on your journey in your practice with guitar that actually helped you in health and fitness?
yeah. So just for a bit of background, I did classical guitar for 10, 12 years maybe, and I was in the top 15 of my age in the country.
Wow.
And
Wow.
what what I would say is gonna sound cliche, but the two things that can be applied more broadly that I learned, one is just put in the work. Like it couldn't be any more cliche than this,
Yeah.
because I used to not like it at all. Classical guitar,
Mm.
I wanted to play the drums. My mom had other ideas, so I played the
Right.
guitar, and I didn't used to like it, and I had to practice. So when I started being really good at it, obviously after that I loved it, where it
Mm.
defined me, at school, at the music school, when I went to contests and people recognized me as the guy from YouTube. Now
Oh, right.
that's when you that's when you start loving playing. And it's the same with everything else as well. You're gonna suck in the beginning, and when you get good at
Mm.
it, you're gonna love it, and it's going to define you. And I also think this is one of the best things that you can give to any clients. A lot of clients come, not a lot, some clients come to me having nothing to do with training, and leave with having like a new happy place,
Mm.
a
Mm.
new distraction, a
Yeah.
new hobby. They define themselves as someone that's actually competent in the topic now, someone strong, someone lean, and I think that's the biggest takeaway they can get from having a coach.
Mm.
I like that, man. That's really, really powerful.
And the
Actually,
other thing, yeah,
go on, go on.
the other thing maybe that I learned is just like don't be scared to stand out and break some rules.
Mm.
And the main lesson there was once I was in the same contest group with people that I knew, because it's a small country, you always know the best guitarists. And I knew that all of them were like 5, 6 years older than I was, and all of them
Right.
were way better than me.
Mm.
And I had to compete against them. We were in the
Mm.
same group, and the requirement was playing a certain piece and then playing another guitar piece that you could pick freely. And I decided not to pick a classical guitar piece, but a fingerstyle. I'm not sure if you know Andy Mackey and these kind of people, just doing crazy shit on the guitar, all kinds of rhythmic stuff. And I decided to play one of those because I was either gonna be last or band or first, right? And if I didn't pick something like that, I would have been just last. So I did that. The judge were like contemplating whether to ban me or not, and then they just ended up giving me the first prize and then the main prize for the competition as well.
Oh shit.
Wow.
And all my friends
Respect.
that I competed against ended up hating me massively. And then they were even contemplating like making a new group, like a new discipline in the contest for like those kind of guitar pieces.
Yeah, wow.
So
That's
yeah.
impressive, man.
Change the game.